All right, hey guys. So I had someone ask me how you spool your reels, and I'm gonna show you a simple knot that works on any reel, works on bait casters, spinning rods, conventional reels, and it's a simple knot. You can use it on mono, braid, floral. I wouldn't use it on braid just by itself on a naked reel. I would put a piece of tape there, or I would use mono to cover your spool. You want to put a nice layer and cover it on here, and what that will do, it will prevent your braid from spinning while you're fighting a fish. Because what can happen is you're fighting a fish and it'll just start pulling line because your line's free spinning on the spool. The braid doesn't grab on to the spool as well. That's why people put usually tape. I like to put mono, and I'll just put a little thin layer on there. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what to do. I like opening my bail because I mean you want to be able to reel in your line after you do your knot. So I'll take my mono, right? And I'll grab a good amount because you want to spin around your spool about 4 times. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. I'm gonna pull out a good amount, and so I'm gonna press it up, put it in the spool, use my finger, my thumb, to hold it in place as I spin this tag in 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm gonna put my bail down to hold my line in place and it doesn't spin while I'm trying to do my knot. So I got my tag in and my main line. You want to pinch them, right? And then what you're gonna do is create a loop. As you can see, I created a loop. There's my tag in, there's my main line. And then now what you want to do is take this tag in and feed it through the loop and around and over both your main line and your loop. And you'll do that about 4 to 5 times. So I'm gonna show you. Feed it through the loop. That's 1 time. And I'm gonna feed it again. While you're doing that, you're holding your main line and your loop together with your your index finger and your thumb. So then that's 2 spins, 3 spins through that loop, 4, and then 5. Once you do that, wet it a little bit, and you're gonna pull on your main line and your tag in, right? And you're gonna pull it. As you can see, the knot's coming together and it cinch you down. Lubricating it with some spit or water works. And now I got it cinched down and nice and tight. So now what you want to do is you have all this line right here, right? You might not have any. I did it a little loose just so you guys can see what's going on. And I'm gonna pull my knot down to my spool and get it tight onto my spool. As you can see, I pulled it down, and now I'm just gonna keep pulling it. Once you got it nice and tight on there, right, you wanna cut your tag end. Of course, if I had a good pair of scissors, this would work a lot better. I don't have good clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my knife. Someone send me a sponsorship and get me some good clips. All right, so I'm gonna cut my tag in now. All right, cut my tag in. My knot is cinched down and tight. Let's see if I can spin it where you guys can see it. All right. Let me get that handle out of the way. All right, you see that? That right there is my uni knot. And then now you will tie this knot, and then now you can just start filling up your spool. And of course, I told you earlier to leave your spool up, because what you're gonna do now is bring your spool down, and you're gonna hold tension on your spool, put your spool of line on something that will free spin. You can leave it on the floor, but it's gonna bounce around everywhere. And I usually like putting my reel back on the rod so I can hold the line up here and keep tension on it as I reel in the line. And that's how you tie your knot onto your spool, and you're ready to start spooling. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy this and hope you can learn from this. And if you would like to see a uni to uni knot to connect your braid to your mono that you spool on here, that way you have your backing, your mono and your braid, so it doesn't free spin. I like using braid, so I'll tie in some mono and do a few wraps around here so I can cover the spool. Thank you for watching.